Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back from the break. Welcome back from Awaken Possibility. We've got such an amazing weekend in store for you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited for you. And I want to take some sharing, and I want to say a few words about sharing. Um, um, Sharing is a beautiful thing. Sharing is very rare. Sharing very rarely happens in the world. Sharing is not reporting on something. It's not explaining on something. It's not going in the past, and it's not a teaching of something. It's not a description of something. Sharing is literally opening up your heart and opening up your mouth. And if when you're really sharing, you will probably be just as surprised at what comes out as we will, right? It's a non-editing of what your heart has to say to the world. So it almost never happens because in the domestication, we're taught to edit everything. We're taught to look good, and we're taught to, we score points by knowing something and being smart and being impressive or being funny or, teaching something or whatever. It's like we're scoring points in some game that does not exist. It was all an illusion. You're perfect. Everything's perfect, including you. You're perfect, and so is everything else. And so I would like to extend to you an opportunity, right? This is an opportunity. It's not a request. This is an opportunity to practice speaking from your heart, listening from your heart, thinking from your heart, acting from your heart. If the love within you had something it wanted to say, what would that be? If the peace that surpasses all understanding had a message for us, what might that be? And I'm not throwing these questions out frivolously. I'm actually asking. What is within you that's not your mask? What is within you that's not your domestication? What is within you that's not trying to get it right, that actually has something to say to the world? Very interested in that. Very interested in that. So I want to either point out or remind you of a couple things. But even if I'm reminding you, I invite you to listen for the first time. I invite you to listen in awe and wonder. When you share your heart, when you open up your heart and open up your mouth and let something out, it gives other people permission to do the same. Can you see that the world is starving for love and starving for heart? And so let it begin with us. Let it begin with you. Let it begin today. Let it begin here. So just practice. What does your heart have to say? Secondly, notice the gift that it is to the world. Notice how many times someone's opened up their mouth and shared something beautiful. And you said to yourself, oh my gosh, if they can do that, I can too. How many times has that happened? And why are you so damn stingy? That's a serious question. Why are you so damn stingy? Why can't you open up your heart and be the first one so other people can look at you and go, oh my gosh, if she can do it, so can I. If he can do it, so can I. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thirdly, and deliciously selfishly. Yes, I did put those two words together. Divinely selfishly. Sharing is practicing. It's going through it one more time. Make sure you got it. Make sure you can actually feel it. It's not about the words. It's about the energy behind the words. Practice saying the words with the energy that you want to live with. The energy of love. So, I'd love to take some sharing. I'd love to hear what's inside of you in the moment. I'd love to hear what's inside of you now. What are you seeing now? And with that, Sarisha, a.k.a. Vashon, welcome.
Thank you.
Y'all can't fool me. Y'all can't fool me.
Darn it, we didn't trick you. Okay. I don't know what I was gonna say. I felt the need to share in the sense that this, as I've been sitting here having more and more breakthroughs, and it's like you hear things like I've been to almost every one of these, and I still hear new things. And what I realize is that this program, this work, is just taking me to greater levels of awareness of who I am. And then I can live through my mess to message and share the light that I am with the world. But I have to get out of my own way. So.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Thank you, Vashon. I snuck in a little early and I was listening to you guys share, and I was really moved by Dexter. Dexter, if you're on here, you're a real card carrying badass, sir. That's a man who's like opening up his heart. That's a man who's been is dealing with some circumstances in life, and you can hear he's ready. Right? You hear people say, "Well, you don't really people don't really don't really get serious about business until they've hit a low point." Right? You heard that before? You hit the bottom, right? May today be the bottom for us. You feel that? I can feel Dexter's readiness. He's not whining. He ain't complaining. There's no mask that he's wearing. Dexter, I see you, man. No mask. He ain't trying to get anywhere. You're not trying to impress anybody. Just open up his heart, open up his mouth, and let us in. He let us in. We know this man in a way that we don't know that many people because we know his heart. So that's a beautiful model for what I'm talking about. Nice job, Dexter. I feel you, sir. I feel you, sir. You kind of look like you're in New Orleans. I think that would be too much of a coincidence. Dexter, what city are you in, sir? I'm just curious. That kind of looks like my hometown.
I'm at Fort McPherson, Georgia. Is in Atlanta, Georgia, by
Georgia.
Tyler
Okay.
Perry's studio.
Okay, cool. All right, beautiful. All right. Dexter, thank you so much, sir. And with all that, Rachel, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here.
Hi,
Hey.
I'm Ray. I'm from
Hey.
Portland,
Hey, Ray.
and I just want to say everything that was said earlier today really resonated with me. Almost 10 years ago, my daughter was stillborn, and I joke about it that I thought her up too perfect, because I'd say she was pure love and light, and she was going to change the world. And one of my low days, I was outside listening to music, and I asked her for a sign, and it kind of correlated with the song I was listening to. I'll just keep it short. But I saw a heart, and I call those my angel kisses. And like I said, almost 10 years now, and I still have people every day sending me those hearts. So in a sense, she is bringing love to the world,
Yeah.
and sharing that. And then almost 8 years later, I have my rainbow baby here.
Oh, nice. Hey.
So I just wanted to share that.
What was your daughter? What is your daughter's name?
Knowledge of self.
So she did change the world. She changed your world.
And I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
She got it done. Thank you.
And my niece over here, which would have been the same age apart between my sister and I, she actually, when she gets upset, especially when she was real younger, you can't see it now, but she actually had a heart right there.
Nice. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
My phone. My battery's kind of dying on me.
Okay. All right. Quick, run to a charge cord. Quick.
Hold on, let's go.
Don't miss a minute.
Yeah,
Thank you, my dear. All right, who else? All my shy little wilting flowers. All my shy little delicate flowers. Anybody want to share? Open up your heart.
Can I share?
Yes, sir. Larry, welcome. Welcome, Larry. Yes.
I've been moved. I cry all the time. So don't let that bother you. That's just the way I am. But up until Tuesday, before I found out about this thing, I'd always seen the world through the eyes of psychology and all the descriptions. And I thought I was really good. I didn't think I was judgmental. I'm not very judgmental, but very diagnostic.
Right. No. I'm not judgmental. I'm diagnostic. I might use that sometime. I really like that.
But I like to diagnose. and, where people are struggling, and I want to help.
Yeah.
And I went to college for 16 years,
Yeah.
4 for bachelor's, 4 for master's, 4 for PhD, and 4 to learn how to write movies. But I had an experience Tuesday and then Wednesday where all of a sudden everything that I was looking at through I call it on the pie chart, maybe 30% of the pie chart, psychology, and all of a sudden the experiences I had were that there was a 360 circle around me that emanated from my heart. And all of a sudden, everything started to change, to say, I need to understand it from heart and love. I learned it one from one place and one from a church meeting and one from the Facebook, and then this seminar I've been listening to or on all morning. I'm really impressed that I think you guys have figured it out. Now it's a matter of putting it into practice. It isn't easy to go from your head when psychology and all those years, 50 years of practice.
Yep.
I'm currently on hospice. I'm in a hospice room and I'm supposed to die someday. I keep breaking the rules and I don't do it, but I know that's the 4th time I've been on hospice, but it's been a real awakening. You can call it a transformation. I like to call it an epiphany. Spiritual insight that comes from heaven about hearts.
Beautiful.
That's all I want to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's just let that sit in for a moment. So beautiful. Thank you for speaking from your heart. Thank you for letting us into your world. Thank you for making us bigger. Thank you for demonstrating you actually can let go of everything you know in service of what you now see to be true. And thank you for sharing this struggle honestly. Beautiful. Beautifully shared. Rob, welcome.
I guess it's funny to point out like what Larry was saying for myself. I think too much. I spent a lot of time in my own head. And I guess this week has been like, me thinking a lot. So I guess I'm trying to like break that down and re-enter my heart, but at the same time, I guess.
Gorgeous.
That's like, I guess it has been a process.
Yeah,
it has been, because like I think the biggest thing for me has been really opening myself up to like, as my biggest story has been opening up myself to women, because like at the same time outside to everyone. I guess I felt locked up so much because I was like, go ahead.
The two are directly correlated, right? If you can't be yourself, right? If you're in your head all the time, right? Because the domestication beats out of us the connection to our heart. Like it literally just beats it out of us, right? And so when you're disconnected from your heart and you're only in your head, you don't really, from a particular point of view, right? You don't really actually have anything to give in a relationship because you don't actually know yourself yet. Because you're still in the narrative, you're still living someone else's script, right? So what you're doing right now, finding your own heart, and you'll learn how to hear it, and you'll learn how to listen to it, and you'll learn how to speak from your heart. Then you'll actually have something to give in a relationship. There actually will be a you that you have access to and can share with another human being, right? And you're like right there. You're like right there. So you're absolutely doing the work there is to do.
It's funny because that's like, I've been working with my parents again, and that's like a lot of what I've been going through is like relearning how like I basically like work with them. That's like how I became kind of like a slave to my own mind.
Yes, yes, yeah. And your parents will be the most difficult people to work with for that reason because they were part of it, right? And so additionally, whatever you're doing there is perfect. And look for low hanging fruit. Look for people who you don't have a lot of baggage, you don't have a lot of there's resistance, that kind of thing, to speak and share with as a way to practice. I recommend with everybody, whatever you're at work on, practice as often as possible. Share, talk, communicate with other human beings. Notice how it lands with other human beings. Don't be a victim of how it lands in other human beings. It may not land, right? But over time, you can actually learn how to share what you see is possible in a way that other people too can see it. And that's a really beautiful thing, right? So, patience, compassion for you and others, and don't stop. Keep going.
No, another thing, just saying love is all there is. So I guess
Yeah.
in the process, just letting go.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Thank you. Beautiful. Appreciate you. Sorry, Dawn. Welcome. First of all, did I say that right? And then secondly, welcome, welcome, welcome. You turned off your camera, but you're still muted. I think you may have done the opposite of what you intended. Yeah, there you go.
So there's the speak. Okay,
Welcome.
there's the camera.
Welcome.
I live outside and the weather is changing, so I'm trying to
Okay.
make a little adjustment here. If you want to go and come back, that will work too.
Okay, great. I'll come back in just a minute. Z, welcome.
Hi.
Hey,
Okay.
how you doing?
Cool.
Welcome.
Hello. Really happy to be in this space and in this presence. I've been being introduced a lot of similar concepts that John was sharing earlier, and so I'm really grateful to get to actually dive into them
Beautiful.
this weekend. Because I know that I'm ready. I've been walking this road for a very long time, and I really resonated with the idea of being a caterpillar, but not like judging the fact that I was a caterpillar,
Right.
just being aware that like I'm in this consumption mode of like learning and wanting to understand everything that's being presented to find which things will actually then be like whoop and like put me into the state of chrysalis, and because there is so many ways that things can be presented. And I found myself in a really beautiful moment earlier when we were invited to dance. Because normally when I dance, I noticed this in myself in the past. When I dance, I actually get like this really like serious face, even though I'm moving and I'm having fun and like I'm really enjoying. I find just this level of seriousness would wash over me. And earlier when we were dancing, I just felt like this lightness, and I felt this huge smile on my face, and it felt really lovely to be in that space, and to know that we were all dancing with each other. Even though I've been to ecstatic dances, I don't know, it was something. I really felt the vibration and the energy that we were all cultivating in that moment. So that just felt really good. And this just all feels really synchronistic right now with where we are in the world and where I am in myself. I'm fully in a space of transition, and I've been allowing myself to surrender, knowing that the greatest things are coming to me, and not settling like I have in the past of constantly settling for things that don't serve me just because it's what's there and because I have this need to survive. It's like surrendering so that I can thrive kind of thing is what's been happening in the last month. And so this just feels like another step on that journey for me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Beautifully shared, Z. Thank you. Hey, Jenny, I'm going to ask you to keep yourself muted. If you're unable to do that, please consider stepping off the call. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate that. Sorry, Dawn. Welcome.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. So nice to be here. I seem to be driven to come back to the question of desire. And it's about the desire the it comes up as desire for tribe, desire for that sense of oneness, I guess, with others, that takes us back to the oneness of the source that from which we come. And I guess I would like to invite a conversation about how do we be with, manage, process all of that stuff, which I guess is what this weekend is and what this entire village is another visual manifestation of that desire for connection, that desire for oneness, that desire to not be in it alone, though we know we are. It's just it's getting to that apex place for me that, I mean, all I can do is cry because the desire is so strong, and yet I don't know what it even is for. I just know that I have it and I live it, and it has driven me for my entire life. And it gets me up in the morning, and and I go to bed with it at night. And sometimes it is so excruciatingly painful in its rawness. And I just, being with that rawness is a gift that I have. And it's hard sometimes to know what to do with it, or somehow or another it feels like there should be something I can do to feel better, feel different, feel sated, feel, or maybe it's just all about being in the feelings, and it's just and it's the Kool-Aid that says it could be fixed. The Kool-Aid says that there is some place or some there or somebody or some story or something that will relieve.
I've got a few things for you. Would you like to hear them?
Absolutely.
Some of it I think you're going to like, and some of it I'm pretty sure you're not. So it's going to be a little bit of a mix, okay? Potentially, right?
Welcome to life.
Yes. So I have an assessment as to the source of your suffering. And so starting from the 10,000 foot level and coming down, right? Essentially, suffering comes from being divided within yourself. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But by the time you conclude one side, then the other side shows up, and then you have the conclusion for that, and the other side shows up, and you can literally spend your entire life in that. And that is what I call hell, and that's what I call sin, perceived separation, right? Being divided within yourself, right? So I'm suggesting to you the source of your suffering is being divided within yourself, and here's the division that I see, right? I have a desire to be one with community, and the truth is I'm alone. And I disagree with your second conclusion. So I have a recipe that I'll share with you, and then you can use the recipe or not. It's entirely up to you. It's none of my business, right? But the recipe I'd like to share with you is a recipe that I use, which is I've chosen to live that we're all one. And I say that way for a very particular reason. I've not chosen to believe it, because believing actually makes no difference unless you keep going.
Right. Right.
Believing is the beginning of something, right?
Right.
Right. So I've chosen to live we're all one. It doesn't always make sense to me, but I hold that as a truth that I'm always seeking in every situation where it becomes a question. Like if I viscerally dislike someone or, terrible historical figures or something like that, well, how can I be one with this person and that person and whatever, whatever? And then I view that as a truth that I have yet to fully appreciate. And that brings me peace. So that's one thing. The other thing is people don't do nothing for free. Everybody say people don't do nothing for free. Say it just like that. People don't do nothing for free.
Ain't no free lunch.
Right, no free lunch, right? So people don't suffer for free neither. So here's the part that might piss you off, right? If you get pissed off with me, I'm okay. You got nothing to worry about here. I will not change any views that I have of you, okay? So I'm suggesting that you are addicted to your significance. Your suffering and your tales of woe bring you beautiful significance. And nothing is going to change in your life until you consciously choose to get your freaking hand out of the candy jar, close the jar, throw it in the depths of the ocean where you can never retrieve it. Only then will you be willing to actually do the work to experience freedom. How's that feel?
I hear you.
Okay. Good. All right. Thank you. So that's actually all I've ever asked, right? Just simply be coachable. So I don't need your agreement, but I would love to hear if you care to share just kind of like what's going on the inside.
The question is, what's the candy?
Yes. Great. And I've got a general answer, but not the specificity that you need. The general answer I'm suggesting is significance. More is going to unveil itself if you'll stay to the end of today. It's the relationship section. And then you'll see what you're doing from the standpoint of relationships, and it will shock you.
I'm here.
Good. Perfect. So this might be a good place to leave it unless there's something in your heart you'd like to share.
I can feel the hook of significance deeply.
Great. Good job.
Got it.
Good job.
Totally feel it.
Good.
And I feel how my survival is absolutely tied to it.
Yes,
I
very
will
good.
go to the bottom with
Yes,
my hand in that fucking candy.
Yes.
Where is the lie? Where is the lie?
Great job. We are going to get to that. I promise. You have done the work. This is where you're to be at the moment. You did it. You can see it. You're willing to talk about it. I don't feel any judgment. This is the recipe. This is the path. This is the first step. Great job. Great job. Great job. Great job. Great job. Can you feel me?
I got you. Bless you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right, we're going to leave it right there if I have your permission.
All right.
All right, awesome. Great job. All right, with that, we're going to bring up Johnny. We're going to bring up the man. Please unmute yourself, share some love. Let him feed off your energy. Let her rip.